Hey everyone! Have you ever wondered about who creates the creator? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers and theologians for centuries. Think about it. If the universe needs a creator, who created God? It's mind-blowing, right? We see the complexity of the universe, the intricate design of nature. It makes us wonder about the source of it all. Can a creator exist without being created? It's a question that challenges our understanding of existence itself. It's a question that leads us to the very heart of faith and belief. So what does the Bible say about this? The Bible tells us about a God who is both powerful and mysterious. He is described as the creator of everything, the heavens, the earth, and everything in between. It's a concept that's hard to grasp. How can someone create something out of nothing? How can someone exist outside of time and space? The Bible doesn't shy away from these profound questions. Instead, it invites us to explore them. It encourages us to delve into the mysteries of faith and seek a deeper understanding of the divine. It's a journey of discovery, and everyone's journey is unique. The Bible offers a unique perspective on the nature of God. It presents a God who is not bound by the limitations of human understanding, a God who is beyond our comprehension. But the Bible also tells us that God wants to be known. He wants us to seek Him, to understand Him, to experience His love. This is where the real journey begins. So stick around, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for just 3 seconds. We're about to dive deep into the Bible's answers to this age-old question. What does the Bible say about who created the Creator? Keep watching until the end for the answer. The Bible introduces us to a God who identifies himself as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This God isn't presented as some distant, unrelatable entity. He's portrayed as a God who interacts with humanity, who makes covenants, who reveals himself through history. It's through Abraham that God establishes a chosen people, a lineage through which he would bless the world. This covenant, this promise, speaks to a God who exists outside of time, a God who sees the beginning and the end. He is described as the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who was, who is, and who is to come. These titles point to a being who is not bound by the constraints of time as we understand it. Our human minds struggle to comprehend the concept of eternity. We live in a linear world, bound by the passage of time. But the Bible challenges us to think beyond these limitations when considering God. It's like trying to explain the concept of infinity to someone who has only ever known a finite space. It requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to embrace concepts that seemingly defy logic. The Bible tells us that God is not limited by the confines of creation. He is not bound by the dimensions of space and time that govern our existence. This concept of a timeless God is further emphasized in verses like Psalm 90 verse 2, which states, "Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." These verses paint a picture of a God who predates creation itself, a God who exists outside of the very fabric of time and space that He created. So if God exists outside of time, how can we even begin to fathom His origins? How can something uncreated truly exist? These are questions that have puzzled theologians for centuries. The book of Genesis, the very first book of the Bible, opens with these powerful words. "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." These words have echoed through millennia, shaping our understanding of the universe and our place within it. It's a statement of stunning simplicity and profound depth. It declares without reservation that the universe has a beginning and that its origin lies in the creative act of God. But this verse doesn't just tell us about the creation of the physical universe. It speaks to a deeper truth. The truth that God is the ultimate source of all things. He is the uncaused cause, the unmoved mover. Genesis goes on to describe the creative process in more detail. We see God speaking light into existence, separating the waters from the heavens, forming the land and the seas. And then, in an act of breathtaking intimacy, God breathes life into the nostrils of man. This breath of life, this divine spark, is what sets humanity apart from all other creatures. It's a reflection of God's own image, a gift of consciousness and creativity. This act of creation, this infusion of life, points to a God who is not only powerful but also personal, a God who desires relationship, who takes joy in his creation. Now, some might argue that science has provided an alternative explanation for the universe's origin, the Big Bang Theory. And while the Big Bang Theory is an incredibly powerful model for understanding the early universe, it doesn't negate the need for a creator. In fact, many scientists, including some who are not religious, acknowledge that the Big Bang Theory actually raises more questions than it answers. For example, what caused the Big Bang itself? Where did the singularity that exploded come from? And perhaps most importantly, where did the laws of physics that govern the universe come from? The question of who created the creator leads us to a fascinating paradox. Our human minds crave explanations, seeking cause and effect relationships in everything we observe. We naturally assume that everything must have a cause, a starting point. But when it comes to the creator, the very concept of a cause breaks down. If God is the ultimate source of everything, then he himself cannot have a cause. He must be, as theologians call it, the uncaused cause. This concept challenges our linear thinking, pushing us to the very edge of human understanding. It's like trying to imagine a square circle or a sound that is also silence. Our minds struggle to reconcile these seemingly contradictory ideas. So, how do we approach this paradox? Some might argue that it's impossible to reconcile the idea of an uncaused cause with logic and reason. They might suggest that we must simply accept it as a matter of faith. And while faith certainly plays a role in our understanding of God, it's not a blind leap into the unknown. Throughout history, theologians and philosophers have grappled with these questions, seeking to understand the nature of God through both faith and reason. They have argued that just because something is beyond our full comprehension doesn't mean it's illogical or irrational. There are limits to human understanding, and it's at these limits that faith and reason often intersect. Think about it. Can we fully comprehend the vastness of the universe, the intricate workings of the human brain, the very nature of consciousness? These are just a few examples of the many mysteries that continue to elude our complete understanding. Similarly, the concept of an uncreated creator might forever remain partially shrouded in mystery. Our finite minds may never fully grasp the infinite, but this doesn't mean we should stop asking questions or seeking deeper understanding. The very act of wrestling with these profound questions, of grappling with the mysteries of faith, can lead us to a deeper appreciation for the grandeur and majesty of the divine. It can help us cultivate a sense of humility and awe in the face of the unknown. The Bible offers a compelling narrative of an eternal, uncreated God. But it's important to remember that this is just one perspective among many. Throughout history, different cultures and religions have developed their own unique cosmologies, their own explanations for the origin of the universe and the nature of the divine. Some traditions, like Hinduism, speak of a cyclical universe, with periods of creation and destruction stretching back into eternity. Others, like Buddhism, focus less on the question of a creator God, and more on the nature of reality, suffering, and enlightenment. Exploring these diverse perspectives can broaden our understanding of the ultimate questions surrounding creation and existence. It can challenge our assumptions, deepen our empathy, and inspire us to approach these profound mysteries with humility and an open mind. Of course, no conversation about creation would be complete without acknowledging the atheist perspective. Atheism, in its simplest form, is the belief that there is no God. From this viewpoint, the question of who created God becomes irrelevant. Atheists often point to the lack of empirical evidence for a creator as a primary reason for their belief. They argue that the universe, in all its complexity and beauty, can be explained through natural processes, without the need for supernatural intervention. While the atheist perspective might differ significantly from the biblical narrative, it's essential to engage with it respectfully and thoughtfully. Understanding different viewpoints, even those we might not agree with, is crucial for fostering meaningful dialogue and expanding our own perspectives. So where does this leave us? We've explored the biblical perspective on an eternal, uncreated God, delved into alternative religious viewpoints, and even considered the atheist stance. But the question remains, who created the Creator? Perhaps the answer lies beyond the realm of human comprehension. Perhaps the very nature of a creator deity defies our linear understanding of cause and effect. Maybe, as some ancient traditions suggest, we're caught in a circle of creation, an eternal dance of existence without a definitive beginning or end. Ultimately, the question of who created the Creator might be a question without a definitive answer, at least not one that we can grasp with our limited human minds. But that doesn't mean we should stop asking it. So, we've journeyed through the pages of the Bible, explored theological arguments, and even considered alternative perspectives. But what's the answer? Who created the Creator? The truth is, the Bible doesn't give us a clear-cut answer. It doesn't offer a step-by-step explanation of God's origins. Instead, it presents a God who is inherently different from anything we can fully comprehend. A God who exists outside the confines of our understanding of time, space, and even causality. The Bible tells us that God is eternal without beginning or end. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. These descriptions, while poetic and powerful, don't fully satisfy our human desire for a neat, linear explanation. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the point isn't to arrive at a definitive answer that our finite minds can fully grasp. Maybe the real value lies in the journey itself, the process of questioning, exploring, and pondering the mysteries of faith. Perhaps the pursuit of understanding God's nature is less about reaching a final destination, and more about embracing the awe-inspiring journey of faith. It's about recognizing the limits of human understanding and accepting that some truths might always remain partially veiled in mystery. This doesn't mean we should abandon reason or logic. It simply means recognizing that faith and reason are not always at odds. They can coexist, even complement each other, as we navigate the profound questions of life and existence. So keep wondering. Keep asking those big, challenging questions. Don't be afraid to grapple with doubt and uncertainty. It's in those moments of wrestling with faith that we often discover the most profound truths. The Bible might not give us all the answers, but it points us in the right direction, towards a God who is bigger, more mysterious, and more awe-inspiring than we could ever imagine. If you enjoyed this exploration of faith and would like to delve deeper into more fascinating topics, be sure to subscribe for more amazing content. Keep wondering, keep seeking, and most importantly, keep the conversation going.